With spring football now underway, some parents are raising concerns tonight about a youth sports organization that thousands of students are part of here on the First Coast. They're speaking out about the safety of athletes in the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association and what they say is a lack of transparency. And we've learned the school district plans to put a new licensing agreement in place for next school year. Of the 330 students screened, 3 learned that they were at high risk for sudden death.
It is the #1 fatality cause in youth athletics.
We've had 20 kids in the state of Florida that we know of who've experienced sudden cardiac arrest.
And it happened without warning.
Some, like this volleyball player, survived.
He was a healthy kid.
No one did CPR, no AED machine.
You see stories all the time.
Christopher Gallo gets choked up
Of
thinking about the what ifs.
Of kids dying on the field. Because there was nothing.
It's a big concern for him and his wife, Megan.
Many just think it's never gonna happen. It can't happen here, but it can happen anywhere.
They are the parents of 2 boys who represent their schools on sports teams run by the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. It's an independent, private nonprofit that runs a dozen different sports programs available to students in 19 public middle schools, as well as private and homeschool students. The organization uses district middle school names and facilities under a licensing agreement it's had with the St. Johns County School District for more than a decade. And parents like the Gallos say they pay a lot of money for their kids to take part.
Football is $500 to play. And then our 8th grader also played. So you're talking $1,000 for 2 kids to play a middle school sport that's not affiliated with the school at all.
According to the most recent tax form on the IRS's website, the organization's total revenue in 2023 was $1.48 million. After expenses, the nonprofit reported spending $148,000 more than it took in that year. We asked the association for its financial statements, which according to its tax filing are available for public inspection, but we have yet to get them. When we first sat down with the Gallos last summer, they told us they had been urging the organization to have automated external defibrillators, known as AEDs, at all games and practices, and to require coaches to be CPR certified.
I never was getting any answers about how are we going to keep our kids safe.
Right now at the middle school level, we think we are, if not at the standard, above the standard in terms of safety.
St. John's Middle School Athletic Association General Manager Joe O'Donnell.
Providing AEDs at football games, sheriffs at football games, and athletic trainers at football games.
Told us in September the organization was working diligently.
Obviously there's always work to do, and we're reviewing an AED policy to, potentially have that for all practices.
To address parents' concerns and keep kids safe.
So as soon as that was made apparent to me, I reached out to the school and worked to get AEDs immediately accessible for that school.
But after that interview, Megan Gallo says she found the doors locked again during practice with no AED in sight.
Okay, it is 5:30 on Friday. Practice should be going on the field.
I'm at Mill Creek Academy. It is Tuesday, September 23rd. Tuesday, September 30th.
Doors.
It's 6:20. Football practice is going on down at the end of the field. The AED machine is in this PE building that is locked up tight.
Now, months later, they are still pushing for change.
This started last year, and we've gotten the runaround.
Yeah, over and over again. I started last year before the spring season started, asked about, are the coaches CPRs trained? Is there an AED machine that they carry? And we never got a straight answer.
After we reached back out to the organization, the Gallos received an email from their new head coach, the association's board president, Corey Felton, saying every single coach on our staff is AED and CPR cleared. Felton declined our request for an interview, but told us all coaches who were part of the organization last year are now CPR and AED certified. And he says by the start of the season, all new coaches will be too. But the Gallos still have questions and concerns.
We have asked for meeting minutes to see what's happening. We're told they'd be available. The link on the site has now been taken down, so you can't see anything about meeting minutes.
Yeah, so we don't know what the association's even talking about.
In a statement, Felton says, as president of SJMSAA, I place the highest value on integrity and accountability. Our priority remains the well-being of our players and the preservation of community trust.
I think the association needs to step forward and, let everybody know this is where all our money is going. This is how we're handling the health and safety.
Felton tells us they are creating a new position, a safety commissioner that will be filled by a physician's assistant. He says she will volunteer 5 hours a month to oversee safety protocols and read injury reports.
Oh, beautiful run by the quarterback.
I think they need to get with the school district as well, is get everybody together. Say, hey, you know what? If we had our problems in the past, this is what we're doing to correct it. Let's all come together as a community.
For the kids.
For the kids.
It's about them in the end of all of it.
Now, a St. Johns County School District leader tells me that they have been working closely with the St. Johns Middle School Athletic Association throughout the year to address several issues that created challenges both in and out of the school setting, calling the conversations positive and productive. They've also met directly with sports commissioners and believe that the organization is committed to making improvements. The district says SJMSAA must follow the same safety standards as other youth sports groups under county guidelines. As for that licensing agreement that was signed back in 2012 with the association, the school district's chief of staff tells me that there will be a new agreement in place for the 26-27 school year, and his statement goes on to say that our expectations are that they operate within the parameters and expectations set forth within the agreement.